get a reaction.
Oh.
Honestly, this sort of learning, you're not getting this on any other. You can tune into these other photography channels pretending that they're fashion photographers when they're not. I'm the only working photographer left. So this is part 2 of our £100 flash unit video. We take a simple flash unit that is worth less than £100 and try and create dynamic low-key portraiture. In this video, we delve more into character portraits and small changes you can make to a light in a small space to make a big difference. If you haven't watched part 1, jump back into the YouTube channel, watch that first, then come back and join us for this part 2. So with that bright shoulder, what we're going to do is we're going to change the pose in this instance. So we're going to pose you the other way there for me, that way, so that now that shoulder is on the far side away from the light. And we're going to give ourselves just a nice pose there, something just really, really simple there for me, and then open the shoulders up this way just a little bit towards me here. Turn the head towards the light there for me, just like that. Perfect. Let's have a look at you here. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And there we go. We've just eliminated that big patch of brightness on the shoulder there just by changing the pose slightly. But I really, really want to dull this down even further. And I'm going to do that in a couple of ways here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take half a stop of power off my light. I'm just going to do it manually by changing the light itself. I'm going to keep the light in the same position, and we're just going to see how much that half a power stop has affected the portrait here. 3, 2, 1, go. Cool, so we've got a slightly darker portrait there. Those tones are going slightly more monochromatic. What I want to try and do is I want to try and shape the light a little bit more keenly around the face. And I'm going to try and go in a little bit closer. By coming in closer to Amy, I've got 2 choices on how I get closer to Amy. I'm currently on a 70mm focal length. It will go up to 105, this lens. It will go a little bit closer. So I can continue to shoot from here and just shoot in there nice and close. That's a crazy amount of lightning.
That's nuts. That is nuts.
It's a crazy amount of thunder today.
Just same time.
It's ominous. We've never met Amy before. She's come dressed as this with these contact lenses, and all of a sudden all hell is... Yeah. This is a record. This is like the Blair Witch Project. We're set in a photography studio. Okay. You couldn't do the Blair Witch Project in the UK because sooner or later you come across a Tesco Express. But the decision I'm going to make is I don't want to really compress everything. In fact, I want to work around about 50mm. So if anything, I'm going to come a little bit wider. And I'm just going to move myself a little bit closer here. By moving closer, and you're going to come closer as well, by moving closer, look how close we are here. We start off, this is quite an important seminar for certain photographers who I know the people who need this seminar aren't going to listen to it, okay? It's quite an important thing in terms of building relationships with people in photography, particularly people who maybe not shot before. It's your first time shooting with them. To have a little bit of distance back and not be too far back is good in the initial part of the session. Because if you're too far back, you can't really communicate, especially when there's thunder and lightning going across, okay? But you're maintaining a respectful distance. Once you start to build trust in the shoot, once people start to see results that they're enjoying, and they're starting to feel more comfortable with having a camera thrust in your face, then you can start to move a little bit closer. And if I want to work on a 50mm focal length, and the reason why I would want to work on a 50mm focal length is because it's the focal length that most closely resembles the focal length of what our eyes see, so it gives us a more realistic portrait without distortion. I want to do that after a certain period of time once I've built up a little bit of trust with Amy. Amy, are we at a point of trust where we can move forward? Okay, we're going to move forward in this relationship now. Now I don't have to shout, and now we have good eye contact. Now we have good eye contact, and instead of like we can start to mirror a little bit in terms of the posing and what we want to achieve out of the portrait. Okay, we're just going to come in nice and close here for me. Simple portrait just there. All of a sudden we have a little bit more intimacy in that I just felt something come through the camera that felt a little bit different. Sometimes good portraiture is just about feel, and you're trying to work your way up to a point where you're at the perfect storm. Great pun for today. Okay, the veil, just bring it just across the face just a little bit more. I'm going to give myself a little bit more quality of light just by bringing the light down a little bit, and I'm just going to move it in a little bit closer to Amy here, okay? That's going to give me a slightly softer source of light coming across. Because it's moved closer, it's going to be slightly more powerful. So I'm just going to bring the power of that light down by about a stop. Ah! Raining. You walking home tonight? Yeah.
It's all right, I'm in control.
Yeah. She's in control of all of this.
Yeah.
Right, bring yourself around here. There we go, cool. Looking straight towards me, nice and intense, look straight into the camera. I love the straight on feel of that shot. Right, so you know I said it's about working up to a perfect stomp. I kind of think we're already there, okay? We're going to start to bring in, because we've got these good decorative items on the hands, and because the nails are well done as well, and they're all part of this scene, I just want you to just start playing with the veil, something like that. Cradle the face with that hand just a little bit more there for me, just like that. That's perfect. Keep moving every time you move, just a little bit. Change. 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 That's great, change. With that look there, yeah, looking off camera was perfect. Exactly what I was going to ask you to do. Because the nails are well done as well, and they're all part of this scene. I just want you to just start playing with the veil, something like that. Cradle the face with that hand just a little bit more there for me, just like that. That's perfect. Keep moving every time you move, just a little bit. Change. 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 That's great, change. With that look there, yeah, looking off camera was perfect. Exactly what I was going to ask you to do. Turn your head away from me and eyes back to me, go. There. Bring that hand back up. Soften this hand, just soften it just a little bit there for me. I know I'm not talking to the camera much, guys. 3, 2, and eyes to me, go. Relax. Beautiful. Hands are a little bit too dominant. Amy was right, I was wrong. They're just a bit too big in the frame for me on a few of those. So we're just going to keep the one hand here. Soften it up so we see the back of the hand here. Open it up this way. That's it, yeah, with those fingernails there for me. Straight down with the chin there for me. Looking straight across me. Perfect. Hold that there. And now with this hand here for me, pull that across the lips there for me, just like that. Something like that. That's perfect. Let's try and lose those little bits of threads there that are just going across the nose. That's it. Go again. Perfect. That's good. Now turn the head this way slightly. Let the eyes drop over this way for me. Now turn the head this way for me. Eyes back to me for me. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Eyes towards me, straight in. Just let that just hang loose there for me. Just like, that's nice there. Just there. There's your shot. 3, 2, and 1. Oh! Get a reaction.
Oh. Oh my God, murderous.
Murderous.
Murderous in the
Now,
way.
I know I said monochromatic portraits, but she's wearing red lipstick and red eye contact lenses, so that's a bit of an odd thing. Potentially, just change it into, and you'll see the effect that has as a black and white portrait. We want to just show one more trick here, okay? Remember, we're working in a small space. Back we go. I haven't had to worry. Did you notice I haven't had to worry about this light? This light's close, it's in the right place, even though some of those shots, Amy was facing away from the light. It didn't matter, there was still light falling across the face. Didn't mean to gasp there. But it's just giving me one less thing to worry about as a photographer. This sort of learning, honestly, you're not getting this on any other of these. You can tune into these other photography channels, all sponsored by brands, all highly polished, pretending that they're fashion photographers when they're not. I'm the only working photographer left. This is it. Right, I'm going to move this light round here. You can tell I've got too old now. We've moved the light round this way. So it's just behind Amy here. And Amy's now going to turn her head so she's looking towards me here. Very, very key that I give her that indication as to where to look, okay? This is going to be a more profile sort of picture there, looking off to the side. We're going to keep the thunder in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looking right over there for me, just like that. That's perfect. 3, chin down, just a fraction there for me. Beautiful. And now if we go in super close here, now can you bring this hand up here onto the veil here and just pull it out? There, we should catch just a little bit of that veil. Turn the head even further away from me now. And I'm going to bring this light round here so I get proper lighting here. There we go. There we go. 3. That's better. 2. And now eyes to me. Turn your eyes to me there for me. And let it all drop down. Just let it all drop down and just look straight towards me. 3, 2, and 1. There. Beautiful. Stunning shot. Lovely.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Let's help my powers.
There we go.
Oh, that's everything.
But this is just one light, right? And I've only really moved it twice. I moved it once closer to get softer light, and I moved it round by about 45 degrees to get a completely different quality of light. And I get it. Some of those shadow areas are dropping into shadows, but maybe that's the look I'm going for. Maybe I want this Queen of Darkness to look like she's actually coming out of darkness, okay? Maybe we want to make it look like it's proper low-key photography, proper dark, proper character-driven portraiture, because that's what we're trying to tap into. We're trying to make small changes to our lights and small changes to our poses and our camera angles to elevate the portrait and elevate the story we're trying to tell within that single frame. Thank you to Amy for bringing all hell, fire and brimstone.
What can I say?
Come and have a look at this rain. Look. And the light on in here. Right. Okay, not. That's fine. Right, come back in. We'll say our goodbyes. If you've enjoyed, I'm going to bring the coffee in again. Cheers. If you've enjoyed this video, there's loads more on this channel you can view, and I highly recommend you do view them. Over 100 videos on this channel now, as I celebrated the other day. I've done 100 of these tutorials. There's literally nothing else you need to know about studio portraiture to start running a successful portrait studio. You can go to nofussmust.com, download one of my 1, my 2, or my 3 light workshops, or download them all. You can download your free posing guide, and you can book in for a free online critique with me. That's not free. It's not free. You can book an online critique with me, but you'll have to pay me some money for it, okay? But it's a really good way to get, one of the best ways to improve your photography is to get another photographer to look at your images and give you constructive feedback. And I've judged all around the world, USA, Sweden, Australia, all around Europe. So if you want something from a judge who's actually effective at judging and has a history of giving people advice that's actually useful, that's God telling me I'm talking nonsense.
No, he's saying do it or else.
Yeah, you better book or else.
Yeah.
Say nice things, be kind to each other, and as always, all the very best.